Colleagues, I remember the first time I walked into the Capitol in Washington, D.C. It was an emotional experience thinking about the hundreds of years of work that had been done in that building to build our great nation and all of the people who had a hand in the process. The foundation that they worked hard to build gave every person in our nation a vote. It still gives me chills every year that I go back. I also take my service in this body with great reverence and great respect. For in this building, people have come together for over 160 years to find ways to make this state a great place for all to live and to serve all people with honesty and integrity. In recent years, however, that coming together seems to have shifted and is quickly being lost. The rural-urban divide in our state is real and is evident in these maps. These maps do nothing but move the needle further towards eliminating the rural voice in our state. Getting a 6th congressional seat in Washington, D.C. should have been an opportunity to give all Oregonians an additional voice in national decisions. It should have been a simple discussion. It should have been an opportunity to look at who lives in Oregon and divide that population so that all voices are heard equally. However, that is far from what we have in front of us today. What we have is a narrative that makes sure that only one voice is heard in Washington, D.C., the urban voice. Taking a look at Lake Oswego and West Lynn and inserting them into CD5 east of the Cascades is blatant gerrymandering. Why not take in Wasco, Sherman, or parts of Jefferson County instead of Bend? My husband spent many of his younger years growing up in Bend, and his mother and family members still live there. He asked me, how in the heck does Bend have anything to do with Lake Oswego and West Lynn? The only thing I could tell him is, well, maybe those residents vacation over there. Someone also said to me, it sure looks like a football about ready to be kicked. And we all know what Lucy and the Peanuts cartoon does when Charlie Brown goes to kick the football. She pulls the football away from him, much like forming a new redistricting committee at the last minute. I was fully ready to deny quorum for this map, but the effects of the proposed amendment on CD6 were enough to bring me to the table. It was at least a half-hearted attempt at drawing a competitive district that at least has a sliver of a chance of getting someone elected with the conservative values of House District 23 and possibly a shot at putting a representative in D.C. for all rural voices on the west side of the Cascades. This is the only example of a competitive district on this map. I still also have one question in my mind that will probably never be answered. If the legislative maps, which we will debate later today, were so good that no amendments came forward, were pushed out of both chambers on a party line vote, why didn't they just take the Senate map, take the 30 seats, and divide it by 5? Easy peasy. I can only guess that that is because this option would also not have come up with the deserved outcome or desired outcome of the majority party. Colleagues, I urge a no vote for the sake of fair maps and equal representation for all Oregonians.